In this video, we'll discuss a particular face shape that often indicates the need to be careful into old age. Enjoy. In today's face reading tutorial, we're going to be talking about face shapes in relation to longevity. The ideas that you want to think about in relation to how we age and when the face shape that we carry kind of points us into slowing down a bit more as we age, or maybe not so much as we age. The basic working idea is, and most of us know this, is that as we get older, things are going to slow down. Our body's going to slow down, our proclivities, our rhythms, everything is usually going to slow. So that's normal aging process stuff for human beings. However, when we see a top-heavy face where there is more mass at the top and it is narrower at the bottom, this is one of the face shapes that you want to pay attention to in terms of your slowing down as you get older is very much encouraged. So I think, who was it I read last week? David Bowie. David Bowie has a top-heavy face. Nikola Tesla has a face like this. James Dean had a face like this. And so what they talk about is, so James Dean died young. Nikola Tesla was an old man when he died, but it was in a tremendous amount of misfortune as he got older. David Bowie died relatively young too. I think he was 69 or thereabouts. So that being said, what they talk about with this face shape is that mass on the lower portion of the face usually yields more precarious older age metrics. It means there's more potential for usually maybe ill health, financial problems, relationship issues. That doesn't mean you're doomed to live a bad life, but what it's showing in the face reading, terrain of the face, what they're saying is youth resides at the top of the head, middle age in the middle of the face, and then old age at the bottom. So as we see less material form down at the bottom, this means the old age metrics need to be paid attention to. You need to look at those and say, okay, it's probably very good for me to slow down. So in terms of thinking of the geographies of the face, I want you to think of, with youth here, middle age here, and old age at the bottom, you want to pay attention to this larger idea that the shape of the face, the framing of the face, really has strong ties to Jing expression and how much our Jing is distributed and in what allocations as we get older. So the most neutral framing of the face, the most neutral sort of style of even Jing distribution is when a person has a very basic rectangular or oval shape. So the more rectangular and the more angular the face is, the more even the Jing distribution. When it does this, okay, top heavy down to a pointy chin, that's saying more mass up here, more energy at the top, it's getting smaller through the middle age, and then at the bottom, when it's narrow, then we're looking at less Jing distribution into old age. Now, if you were to do the opposite, it's very rare to see someone's face that's like this, where they have a really wide jaw and a really pointy head. I mean, that's very atypical, but what that would point to in face reading is that earlier in life might be difficult, things start to open up as they get older, and then when they get into old age, they've got a lot of mass and a lot of Jing and a lot of constitutional strength. So these are just things to keep on your radar. If you think about these allocations in terms of how people move and how they think, then you're in a pretty good place to live optimally and also understand the terrain of your face and in turn, your life. All right, y'all, take care.